You were on the Indianapolis?
What happened?
Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into our side, Chief. It was coming back from the island of Tinian Delaney. Just delivered the bomb. The Hiroshima bomb. 1,100 men went under the water. Vessel went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see this first shark for about half an hour. Tiger shark. 13-footer. You know how you know that when you're in the water, Chief? Tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail. We didn't know. Was our bomb mission hadn't been so secret. No distress signal had been sent. They didn't even list us overdue for a week. Very first light, Chief, the sharks that come cruising. So we formed ourselves into tight groups, you know, it's kind of like old squares in a battle, like you see in the calendar, like the Battle of Waterloo. And the idea was, the shark comes to the nearest man, and that man, he start pounding and hollering and screaming, and sometimes the shark would go away. Sometimes he wouldn't go away. Sometimes that shark, he looks you right into your eyes. You know the thing about a shark? He's got lifeless eyes, black eyes like a doll's eyes. When he comes at you, he doesn't seem to be living until he bites you, and those black eyes roll over white. And then you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming. The ocean turns red in spite of all the pounding and hollering, and they all come in and rip you to pieces. You know, by the end of that first dawn, lost 100 men. Don't know how many sharks, maybe 1,000. Don't know how many men. They averaged 6 an hour. On Thursday morning, Chief, I bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Robinson from Cleveland. Baseball player. Bosom's mate. I thought he was asleep. Reached over to wake him. Bobbed up, down, like kind of top, upended. He'd be bitten in half below the waist. So noon the 5th day, Mr. Hooper, Lockheed Ventura saw us. He swung in low and he saw us. He's a young pilot, a lot younger than Mr. Hooper here. Anyway, he saw us and he come in low. 3 hours later, a big fat BBY comes down and starts to pick us up. You know, that was the time I was the most frightened. Waiting for my turn. I'll never put on a life jacket again. So 1,100 men went in the water. 316 men come out. The sharks took the rest. June 29th, 1945. Anyway, we delivered the bomb.